Hello friends, so today we're going to discuss the first four problems from the latest Art Code Beginner Contest 195. The first four problems are listed here, so we're going to discuss each problem one by one. So let's start. The first problem, and according to me, these four problems are not too much easy. You just have to think over these problems a little bit more harder. These these type of questions are I think so they're difficult in compared to other Art Code Beginner Contest problems. But we're going to discuss them and we're going to learn new things as we process and learn these problems out. So as you can see, the first problem is you just given some M and an H. Okay, now you just have to check that, or you can kill that monster if the health of that monster is a multiple of M. Okay, so you just have to check that whether it's a multiple of M or not. You are given the health of the monsters and M. So if that, as you can see, it is a multiple, so answer is yes, or else the answer no. So I will link down all the codes of all the four problems in the description, so you can check those codes out if you have any doubt. So I will not go through about this code. You just have to check that the modulus is equal to 0 or not. The next problem is, the next problem states that we have many oranges with you. It is known that every orange will weight between A and B grams. Okay, so all the oranges which you can have, like you can assume you have a tray, every orange will weigh between A to B grams. You are given the lower and upper bound inclusive. This is the main point which is written in the in this bracket. As you can see, an orange can have a non-integer weight also, so the weight can be anything out. Okay, so between A and B it can be integer or decimal, anything out. You have to choose some of these oranges and their total weight was exactly W kilogram, which means that you have to choose out some oranges such that the total sum of all those oranges should be W kilogram. Now find out the minimum and the maximum possible number of oranges you have to take out of this. What is the total minimum and maximum oranges you have to take out such that all the oranges should be between A and B grams, and you have to make such that the exactly weight of all those oranges should be W kilogram. So what is the minimum number of oranges you have to take and the maximum oranges you take? So you just have to tell the minimum and maximum oranges such that the weight become equal to W, and that's the problem. So now first I thought about this problem is if you try to do this using modulus arithmetic, which means that okay, if you take out that, find out whether the modulus is remaining or not. So the simplest thing is what you can do here is just for finding out the maximum number of oranges, take out, or because the constraints are a little bit small, you can iterate over all the values from A to B. Okay, so which means that okay, if I'll take out the oranges from, let's assume that if I take out all oranges of A gram, which is the smallest. Okay, if I take out all the oranges of A gram, then the last orange, whatever its remaining size or mass will be, just find out that whether it lies between A or B. But the problem with that here is that because the problem is in decimal also, you cannot do proper arithmetic. So the main thing what you can do alternatively is, I'll tell you. So what you can think in this problem is, okay, so do not think about this A or B, but think in terms of the numbers. Number I mean by this is what is the, as you have to tell that how many possible number of oranges you have to choose. Okay, so now what you can think in this problem is, let's assume that I will choose 5 oranges. Okay, if I choose 5 oranges, then what you can see here is the minimum weight I can get. What is the minimum weight I can get? Because see, if I'm choosing 5 oranges in total, okay, if I'm choosing 5 oranges in total, then what you can observe here is that if I choose 5 oranges and all of them are the smallest weight, which is A, okay, then this is the smallest I can get, because A is the smallest weight possible and I'm choosing 5 oranges. So this is the minimum weight I can get because I have to choose 5 oranges. I hope you get the point. If I choose 5 oranges of the smallest weight possible, because all oranges can be of the weight A and B, between A and B. So if I choose the smallest weight and take all the 5 oranges, this is the smallest weight, I cannot get lower than that. And if I want to make the maximum weight, so I will take out 5 into B, because that's the maximum weight I can get. I cannot get a maximum more weight than 5B because I have to choose 5 oranges and the maximum weight of the oranges will be in the range between A and B. So B is the maximum. So I can get all the oranges weight between this. If I have, because see, if there are 5 oranges of between the smallest weight, I can increase the other some of the oranges weight by little much, such that I can get a larger weight than 5a. So it can be like 5.2a, 5.3 or something like that, such that between 5 into b. So I can get every weight between 5a to 5b if I have 5 oranges. I hope you get the point. So as you can see, because the constraints are small, what you can do here is I can iterate over all the possible like number of oranges. What is the maximum number of oranges I have to take? Because as you can see, this W is in kilograms, so this is like 10 to the power 6. Okay, and A is minimum up to 1, so 10 to the power 6. So the maximum number of oranges I have to take is 10 to the power 6. So you can easily iterate over, like, if I take 1 orange, if I take 2 orange, if I take 3 orange, if I, let's assume if I take 3 oranges, then what is the minimum and maximum weight I have, like I can get with 3 oranges? If that weight, if this W, because I have to form this W weight now, if this W lie between that, like that weight which I can form with 3 oranges, let's assume, then it, like, W can be formed. So if that is formed, then I know that okay, I have 3 oranges which I have taken. So now I have to minimize and maximize the possible, that if I have 3 oranges, what is the minimum maximum possible. So I have to iterate over all the possible number of oranges from 1 to 10 to the power 6, and then just like possibly find out that whether W lies between that range. If it lies between that range, then the ith number is the number of oranges we have to take, and we have to find out the minimum and maximum number of oranges I can get. So I hope you understand the logic part now. I'll tell you the code part. So that's why I'm iterating over all the numbers. I just checking out whether it is in the range, then finding out the minimum maximum, and then if it is like, if my W lies between no range, then the answer is unsatisfiable, which is in the problem also, which means that my initial value is 10 to the power 9. If it doesn't change, then the answer is unsatisfiable. If it changes, then the answer is minimum maximum. I hope you understand. The code will be in description. You can check that out. The next problem is, so Takahashi has a large number which is up to 10 to the power 15. Okay, so it can be written down into a long number, but it is still a large number. You cannot iterate over it. Now the problem statement states that you have to put a comma in that number after every third digit. As you can see, after every third digit you can put out a comma. Okay, because it is less than 3 digits, so you don't have to put it out. So I hope you get the point what this problem is stating you. So the problem is just asking you to find out how many total commas you have to, like total number of commas you will use if you write down all the numbers between 1 till n. So if you write down all the numbers, maybe let's assume that from 1 till 5000, so 1 2 3 4, like 1000, 1001, 102 and so on, among all those numbers, how many total commas you'll use. So that's the whole problem. Now you can easily see that till 999 you don't use any number, like don't use any comma. Okay, then from 1000 you start using 1 comma. So 1001, 1002, all of them you will use 1 comma. Okay, so till what point you will use 1 comma? So as you can see, till 999, because after that just one more number which come, so it will be like this. So as you can see, after this point, till this point, so the total number of numbers which are between this and this, how many numbers are there? This minus this. For all of those numbers I will use 1 comma. So now after this and between, like another 999, again 999, you will use 2 commas. I hope you get the point. So you just have to find out that among those like ranges, how many commas like I will use. So now instead of using this, what I've done here is, like using 999, you can also use that also. Just write down 3-4 conditions, because up to 10 to the 15 you just have to write down around, I think so, 4 conditions. Like if this is less than 9, like this 999, then no zeros. If it is between this and this, then how many zeros, and so on. You can write down those conditions, like 4-5 conditions, and you can also do that. Else what you can do here is, I have used some x variable and the w and the n variable, which is total number of number. Now let's assume that I have to find out between 1000, like up to 1000, how many commas I have to use. So as you can see, instead of using 999, if I just take a multiple of 1000 only, because you will change after 1000 multiple. After 1000 you will add one more comma, as you can see. So after 1000 you will add 1 comma. So whatever the number is, if you have some n number, which is, let's assume like 1020. So 1020 minus 1000 will give you that there are 20 numbers in between, which uses like as you can see 1 comma. So 20 numbers are there in between. But as you can see, if they are 1000, so for 1000 also I'm not counting out this number also, because for 1000, let's assume that I want to find out how many numbers are there between 1000 and 1. So if I subtract out 1000 minus 1000, it turns out to be 0. But there is one number which has 1 comma. So n minus let's assume that x plus 1 will give you like how many like zeros, or like how many commas are there, because if you are like this number will tell you how many commas are there. So as you can see, for this, how many commas are there? Like 1 comma there. So 1 comma will be inserted for all of those numbers. Now what you'll do for the next thing, now you go to the next jump, which is like 1000 comma 1000. For this number you will insert 2 commas. So that's how you'll check that whether this number is less than this number, this large number. If it is less than this large number, then this condition is only satisfied. Else if it's greater than this large number, then 2 commas are inserted and 3 commas and so on. So this x is equal to this 1000, okay, and this n is the input number. So if this n is greater than 1000, then how many numbers will insert, we'll know that. If it is less than this number, then obviously we'll just break out at this point. Okay, I'll show you the code part now to even make it more clear. So as you can see, x is 1000, okay, and this is answer, how many like commas are there. So while n is greater than x, because I just have to check that for all, like, because n is a large number. Okay, so if n is greater than x, then what we'll do, how many commas are there? So n minus x plus 1, which I have told you, and then x will jump to the next number, which is x into 1000, because after the 1000 number, again some commas are inserted, and you just have to add all of those commas, and that's the answer. Or else you can also write down the condition which I've told you. You can go to the editorial part, and I think that I've seen that conditions are written in this form. So yes, so as you can see, like there are 4-5 else condition also. If you write these conditions out, like 99, all of those conditions, because up to 10 to the power 15, if you write down all the conditions, then that condition is also passed. I hope you understand the third problem also. The fourth problem is we have n pieces of baggages, and each bag, as you can see, there are n baggages and m boxes. Okay, now each baggage has a wi weight and a vi value. So okay, I hope you get the point. So there are baggages and boxes. So for all the baggages there is some weight and the value, and for each of the boxes are having, or like they can carry at most xi weight. Okay, so and also one box cannot contain 2 or more baggages. Each box can contain only 1 baggage. So there are different boxes, and each box can contain at most like this, like there is some xi weight the bag can carry. Okay, now what this problem states that there are q queries, and in q queries you are given L to R. So between L to R inclusive, all the boxes are unavailable. So in the problem it states that between L to R there is no like all the boxes are becoming unavailable. So if you have some bags, then all the bags between this L to R cannot be used. The rest bags can be used. So you have to just, what you have to do is, you have to find out the maximum value you can get, because you can fill those remaining boxes with these baggages. So what is the the maximum value you can get by filling out the boxes with these values, and you just have to put those baggages like into the boxes in an optimal way. As you can see, the conditions are a little bit small. The q queries and the n and m are a little bit small, but the masses are large, so you don't have to worry about that. The queries are small. So what you can do here is, because it's up to 50, you can almost do it in a very brute force way. So what you can do here is, first take the input of all the baggages value, the masses, the value, and the boxes maximum values, and so on. Then what you can do here is, what is the most optimal way to find out the answer? I first thought that it is maybe some type of dynamic programming problem also, but because I then thought that I just have to maximize my value. Okay, so maximize my value, what is the best way? The best way can be, I have to choose out the value which is the maximum value, because that's the best way. Because see, if I sort out all the values, if I sort down, like if there is some value which is 100, there is some value which is 50, there is value some like 30, and then 30 again, and so on. Okay, and there is some weight also. Now what you have to do here is, you always want to maximize the value, so you always try to put down the value which is the maximum. Why do you want to put down the minimum value? There is no value which can be used again. So in knapsack type problem, you can use that value again or not, but you just have to fill that box. There is only one bag, but there are different boxes here you want to fill. So the best way, optimal way is, let's assume that this 100 value bag can store or has a weight of 5, and this has a weight of, let's assume, 100. So obviously you want to fill this 100 bag only, because that is the smallest bag and carry the maximum value. So the best way, optimal way is just take out that bag which has, or iterate over the bags from the maximum value to the smallest value, and take that bag and try to fill it in the box which is as closed as the size of that box. Which means that, let's assume I have some bag which is 1, 2, 5 and 10. Now because this bag value is of 5, always try to fill it in bag 5 only. It cannot be filled in box 2 because it is smaller. It can be filled in box 10 also, but maybe there is some another box which is maybe of like 9, so it cannot be filled here. But if you try to fill this here, then you can fill the another 9 here, which is optimally only. So I hope you get the point. So the best point here is to fill the box with the smallest or the closest weight of that given baggage to the box which can hold it, which is the smallest weight. So the best data structure which comes to my mind for doing this dynamically is the multi-set, because in multi-set you can do binary search. Okay, so that's the best thing, because multi-set has all the things as sorted. You can remove out of the multi-set also in login, and also you can do a binary search in multi-set in login. So everything can be set, because if you use that box, you have to remove out of that array also, and you have to search that what is the closest box which can be filled with the given amount of box. Because if you use lower bound of the weight, because these are the maximum weight the boxes can hold. If I want to hold that, find out that what is the box which can hold 5 or more, so I can do a binary search on all these numbers and find out, okay, this is the box from which ahead of this I can store 5. If I want to do a binary search of 6, it will obviously give me this. Even if 5 is present, you cannot get this, because the lower bound will tell you the index of the number which is greater than or equal to this number. So which is what I want. I want a number which is greater than or equal to that number. So I can easily get that, and I can just remove out from this multi-set easily also. So all of these conditions can be satisfied. So what you can do here is, because the constraints are small, just take the input of all the values and just sort the values according to sort the weight and value. Input is given for all the baggages, just sort them according to the value, because you want the first value to be inserted first in the boxes. Then iterate over from left to right, take the first maximum value baggage and sort the whole boxes out. Okay, put them into a multi-set, and then just do a binary search and find out what is the closest value, or what is the closest box I can put this maximum value bag in. If there is some bag, just put that bag into that bag, add that value because you have put that into some bag, add that value, remove that value or bag, or that box from this multi-set, and then continue doing that. Okay, and then in the end you have some answer. I hope you get the point. I will show you more with the code part to even make it more clear. So as you can see, take the input of n, m and q, and then this is the pair which is storing out so the input sorry, in the input it is given that the first is the weight, second is value, but we have to sort it according to the value because we want the first value. So we'll put them and make a vector of pair. The first is value and then the weight, because we have to sort them out. Then we have to sort them from decreasing order. The maximum value is in the start. Then we'll insert all the boxes, take the input of all the boxes, and then as you can see, then what you'll do for all the queries left to right, like this is the left to right because it is from one indexing, subtract it out. Then insert out all the boxes which are left, because L2R boxes are not used. So because boxes are very small, insert all the boxes from, get rid of all the boxes which are not in this range, insert them into this multi-set. Then answer the total number of answer, the value we can get. And what you'll do, iterate over all the baggages which we have. Then use this iterator or use this lower bound function on this multi-set to find out the closest box I can put this baggage in. Okay, then if this baggage is not outer bound, which means that maybe my maximum box holding capacity is 100 and my baggage size, which is a maximum value, is maybe of 1000, so I cannot put it down now. So we have to also ensure that it should not get outer bound. So if it go outer bound, we don't have to use it out. So because we are iterating from maximum value to minimum value, even if I'm choosing the maximum value first, but if I cannot use it out, then I don't have to use it. But if I can use it, then obviously it's better to put that maximum value into a box which is of closest size to the size of that baggage. And then I'm putting down that as you can see, I'm incrementing my answer with the value because I have put it that that baggage into that box which is found or stored in that iterator. But because now I have used that box, so I will erase that box from the multiset. And in the end, after iterating over all the baggages, I will find out, or because the answer stores all the value which is stored, or because what are the values I have gained by storing out all the baggages in dot boxes. So I will store out and find out the answer and print it out. I hope you understand the logic and the code part for all of the 4 problems. If you still have any doubts, you can mention on in the comment box. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, keep coding.